So it has been a little while since we've had any Corvette content on this channel. Rest assured, we still have it. It's still over 20 years old, so it still needs some work. Now, the other day I was driving around and somebody turned left in front of me, kind of over a blind hill, turned into a neighborhood, and froze right in front of me. I was kind of forced to slam on my brakes, do some evasive driving. Really impressed with how well this car handled. It slowed down phenomenally. It actually turned, rotated, didn't lose traction at all. These Pilot Sport 4 all seasons are fantastic. But in that process, in just that emergency braking, emergency steering, I now have some rattles under the dash and my driver's side window regulator has gone out. If you know the C5 Corvette, you know the struggles with window regulators. They go out all the time. When I try and put the window down now, all I get is grinding and weird noises. It often doesn't go all the way down or doesn't come all the way back up, and it's frustrating. So thanks to RockAuto, we have our Dorman replacement window regulator. We're gonna go ahead and take this door panel apart, throw this in. It shouldn't be that complicated. It is a fairly simple process overall. Hopefully it goes smoothly. Let's get into it. So this is going to be our driver's side door, and this is where our problems lie. Let's see if we can hear the noises we're talking about. See, it won't even go down. Possibly there's just something in the way on the regulator, something slipped into the track. Realistically, these things are cheap enough. They're less than $100. It's time to just go ahead and replace it. All right, to start with, we're going to have to pull this trim panel off. We're going to have to pull our switch panel off. And there's a little cover for the bolt cover under the handle here, because that's obviously where you pull. That's going to have to come out. So let's go ahead and take all that stuff off. Obviously, a good set of trim removal tools will serve you well. There we go. Try not to break these. These are the pins. Next, we're going to have to pull out the switch panel. On this, the driver's side comes up after I just broke mine totally in half. After I just broke mine totally in half. After I just broke mine totally in half. And it slides back. I literally just broke the tip of mine off. This is very thin plastic, so we're probably gonna have to order another one of those. It will glue down, but it's gonna be constantly ripped. So that's lovely. We're gonna go ahead and undo our connectors there. Okay, so we've got a couple bolts in here. These are gonna be a T27. And there's gonna be two of them right under here behind this door handle. There's number two. We're then gonna use our pick here and separate the door. You can hear the clips. And the door comes off. On the top, there are some of these little clips under here that'll slide onto the rails in 3 spots. The front, the middle, and the back of the door. The rest are clips, and some of mine are broken, obviously. You can see them all the way around. The one in the back here was already broken, so we may try and reaffix that. You can see the styrofoam. This is what makes a lot of squeaking noises. So typically, when you get this door off, there's gonna be a rubber panel here. This has already been taken apart once. This has been replaced once before, and it's already missing. The little weather seals, the wind seals that are on this door in a couple spots, obviously they're old, they're very fragile, and when they've been removed before, I guess they got damaged, they never went back. If this door's already had a lot of trauma, we're gonna try and seal some of this stuff up when we close it again. I've noticed whenever I have the music playing, I was getting vibration, a lot of vibration in the mirror. That's because this door wasn't sealed well. A lot of that air was changing places. We're gonna see if we can fix that a little bit. It may be just some duct tape, but we're gonna seal this door back up. Maybe make it a little bit more pleasant to drive. Now, at this point, there are two 13mm bolts that you can access with the window up or down, depending on which panels you have removed. These little holes right here are perfect access for the window to be up. You can still take them out. In my case, the window doesn't roll down, so that may be what you need. If you're able to get the window down, there's this big access hole that you'll already have open. That may be your best bet, all right? This is gonna be a 13mm. There's gonna be a bolt at the back of the window and a bolt at the front of the window. That'll loosen a clamp, and then we can pull the window out. Make sure you have a safe place to put this window so it doesn't get scratched while we're working on it. We should be able to pull the window out. You can see where it just clamps on the front and the back of the window. So we have our window totally out here. Now it's just this regulator we got to remove. We're going to go ahead and use a 10mm, and there's going to be 4 bolts. There is one here, one down here, and then one straight up from the bottom. There's a little plug right here towards the front of the door. If you follow the smaller speaker in the front straight down, you'll find that bolt. For me, that plug is already removed because somebody lost it when they did this the first time, or broke it more likely. Be careful when you pull that out. All right. These will come off. Okay, at this point, it is free. You may want to roll the window down a little bit if you can, just to give yourself some room, but these top pins will just push in. All you want to get this whole regulator just free inside the door. From there, it'll kind of collapse and pull out of this hole and make it nice and easy. There's a little plastic pin right here in the center you have to push through that'll release the tracks for the window regulator. And then there are 3 more bolts right here which hold on the motor right in the center of the door. Remove those as well, and the whole thing will come right out. There we go. There's going to be one electrical plug right on top. It is very easy to access. There is just a single push release on the back side of it. So you reach in, this will be located up on top of the door, reach through, press that little button and start wiggling it out. It will come right out, super easy. So this is our old window regulator. And all the plastic is kind of brittle. Now, worryingly, on the top that I think broke here, this green plastic right here is not really attached to anything anymore, and there's some green plastic broken in the door. I think this was basically what was causing our problems on this side. So luckily we got that figured out. We'll vacuum out the door here. There's all sorts of plastic inside, and we'll go ahead and get the new one out. This is a Dorman OE window regulator, so it should be a pretty decent product. So if you're familiar with the other creators out there, somebody like Vet on Vet 757, they've announced that some of the Amazon ones that seem too good to be true from their price probably are, so it's worth getting a name brand one. This was under $100 on RockAuto with the motor, the entire assembly here. So I'm hoping this will be a decent enough one to go in the car. Just a cursory look so far, everything looks to be exactly how it should be. It looks like how the other one came out. All the green plastic bits, which were the fragile ones on the other piece that typically wear out, all seem to be in good condition here. We're going to go ahead and take it out of the box, unclip it, and hopefully be able to throw it straight in the door. So if you paid attention to how the other one came out, the wires do kind of this crisscrossy thing. If you look at where the window mounts are, make sure those are facing up and are inboard, and all your mounting tabs are where they should be. If there's any of these rubber covers, make sure you take them off first before we put it through the door. That'll make it that much easier. All right, let's work on getting this in there. Get our motor in and our front track in there. Start moving that over. Got our back track in. And now we are fully in the door. I'm going to go ahead and just loosely put these nuts on here just so they don't pull back out of the door. Get that wire connector in there. It is a little difficult to put on. It just takes a little bit of forward force. It will snap in. All right, so I've got all the bolts finger tight so far. No more than that. The bottom one definitely has some wiggle room, which will help us align our door here in just a moment. What I want to do now that everything is connected and just hand tight is go ahead and function the window up and down and make sure everything moves. So again, we will get our door switch that we have broken. Perfect, all the way down. And all the way up. Works great, sounds super fast, super strong. Very happy with it. All right, now we're just gonna torque everything back down. We have it installed correctly. I'm gonna figure out how we can cover some of the stuff back up and maybe some just duct tape strips, maybe something more than that. We'll get our window back in, we'll align it before we put the whole door panel back together. Because again, with the bottom, there's a lot of wiggle room on exactly how we can have this window set up. And I've always had a little bit of noise from the weather strip up here where the door didn't seal. It did well enough to prevent water from coming out, but not enough for wind. So I'm gonna see if we can adjust that a little bit to maybe get a better seal. And hopefully this will be an easy project. It's something that can easily be done in about an hour with very minimal tools and minimal skills. Remember, you're bolting these into fiberglass. Make them snug, but not too tight. On top of fiberglass, it's 20-plus-year-old fiberglass. All right, I will say loosen those bolts up a little bit, the pinch bolts, before we drop the door in because they were tight from shipping from factory, so they didn't rattle out. We should be able to pretty well line up front and back exactly where they were before. Now we're back where we need to be as far as these bolts. You're not trying to shatter the glass here, just nice and snug. All right, let's run it up and down again with the window in there. One touch auto down works great. All right, now we're gonna close the door before we put this panel on to make sure all of our gaps are right and our angle is correct. So we are contacting on this weather seal right at the front with a little bit of force. It is actually tucking this window in here pretty well. And on the back, obviously this is broken, but this seems like a really, really tight fit, which is exactly what I want. I don't feel like it's putting pressure on anything it shouldn't be. But I think that fit is about perfect. And I think it's gonna be a lot more airtight than it was initially. So this is a good fit. We're gonna put everything back together and this job is done. Okay, we added some Dynamat, as you can see here, to cover up all the holes, both the front and the sides. We're gonna go ahead and get this panel back on. So I apologize, my camera died right at the end of that, but this door panel goes on exactly like it came off. Now, for me, this took almost exactly 2 hours, and that includes filming, which you guys know takes a little bit longer, and doing some of the repairs from the original replacement, where the Dynamat had to be re-added, and some of the clips had to be kind of glued back in place because the plastic had fractured. So far, the door is back together, everything is working. Again, I tested it before I put the door panel back on, with the door closed up and down, and when I put the door panel back on. Everything seals up nice. It does work pretty well. The bottom clips of this door are broken. The actual fiberglass is pretty shattered, so I'm gonna have to work out something like that. I still have to work on getting a new mirror. If anybody has a lead on one of these mirrors that is not broken, mine, the motor inside is stripped, the gears are stripped, so it kind of falls down on its own. It doesn't do anything automatically. I have yet to find another red one that I can replace this with easily enough. Hopefully you guys find this helpful. It is not a hard job. Again, it takes a 10mm and a 13mm wrench and a T27. Those are the only tools you really need for this job, as well as a little trim remover, and you can get this done yourself. Again, be aware, this car is now at the minimum about 20 years old, 21 years old. All this plastic is shattering, so be very gentle when you pull the stuff apart because it will fracture, it will break, and if you break it, you're probably going to need to replace it. I'll leave a link to everything I use down in the description below. Again, this is from RockAuto, real cheap, included a new motor and everything. You can see the failure points of that green plastic on the original one. This is a very common issue for your C5. If you have a very slow window, if you have grinding noises, if you have any issues with your windows, it probably just needs an entirely new regulator assembly. These things are cheap and I'd recommend doing them. They are not difficult at all. I know it's been a while since we had the Corvette out on the channel. Again, we are still working on it. We're still driving it. I don't know how long we're going to keep it yet, but it has been a fun car. And for its age, it is still an incredible value. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And hopefully we'll catch you guys again soon.